Yes, I'm good at that.
So all my cabinet members are here, so I'm just going to say this. My fellow Americans. Welcome to Glimmer Gang Unleash. We're going to be talking nothing about... Wait, what about the non-Americans?
There's one guy over here.
I'm really feeling bad that your homeland security is Canadian.
Sorry. We're trying to branch out.
I'm gonna say, I like how half of your American cabinet is not from America.
Yeah. We had to explore the visa transfer a little bit.
Somehow.
Yeah, that's why it's getting easier for me to get here.
I was gonna say, one half is not from the U.S. and one half is from New Jersey, so... I mean, that doesn't count. Jersey doesn't count.
Inclusivity at its finest.
Yeah.
My condolences.
I can say the same about half these, like one half lives in like Nevada, which is like the hot as hell state.
I like how there's 3 different halves to this cabinet. I like that.
But before we start talking about all about you know who, I'm gonna let all my cabinet members introduce themselves, and then we can get ourselves underway here.
Do we start over here?
We're gonna start over here.
Oh, God. Oh, yay. My anxiety likes that. No, hi. I'm Thoth Penswell. I'm one half Riff Ponies and now HarmonyCon PR and Twitter. So, also HarmonyCon. You can't say that one. That's copyrighted. Hi. It's great to be here as always. You guys still want to talk about Starlight Glimmer? We're at a point where she's canonically dead.
Oh.
No.
How dare you!
She lives on Mars.
I
mentioned it. She's still alive.
Oh, no, it's great to be invited here always. I love talking about this horse. Yeah, it's good to be here again. Thank you for inviting me, Taylor. Along with all of our friends here. We're all very strapping this weekend, you know? All nicely dressed. All right, next, Nighty. That's you.
Hi everyone, I'm Nighty Time.
Hi, Nighty.
That's not copyright, right? They can do that, right?
Yeah.
I am the most hardest person to find in the Glimmer Gang panel because I haul all the way from Indonesia.
Oh.
That's a 20+ hour flight alone to get here. And I'm always really glad that Taylor wants me in to share about the greatest and the bestest horse there is to ever exist.
Amen.
And to represent her from all the way out there, from all the way from the other side of the world. So thank you so much for inviting me again, and we hope we can still keep doing this.
Of course.
That's foreign relations, I guess.
I can't believe you flew all the way here just to talk about ponies.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
I think I'm a bit crazy, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. It's international.
It's just been revoked.
Did you say that to the border agent when they were asking like passport? What are you doing? And, how long?
No.
They don't get to know that.
Coward.
They don't even know that yet. Right up next.
I am Minty Root, fan and mater. I have made Missing Out and a couple of other things, but mostly Missing Out here. So.
Hi, Minty.
You should check out that animation, by the way. It's fantastic.
Pretty
Let
cool,
me
it
know.
features-
It's about Starlight Glimmer, so it's good.
Yeah.
Of course it has to be about Starlight Glimmer.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Luckrock, and
Hi, Lockrock.
Starlight Glimmer was my favorite character from the end of Season 7 and through the end of G4 and 4.5 and whatever the weird live-action clay things were.
Oh, God.
They were fun and
Hello, I am Cole Donner Stagg.
Hi, Cole.
Hi.
Thank you.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Double the jersey, half the brains.
Triple.
We're taking over.
I am the god of PMVs. And I said this last year, but I'm happy to say that the Starlight Glimmer PMV that I've been wanting to make is just about to actually go into production.
All right. I'm Mr. Someone.
Hi, Mr. Someone.
Also known as Maynard.
Hi, Maynard.
So I host the Out of Our Mains podcast. If you haven't heard of it, you should have. And I'm also the social media manager of the pony news site Daily Dose of Pony. And Starlight's pretty cool, I guess.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, of course, that's why, that's why we're all gathered here, because you all like Starlight Glimmer, and the fact that Kelly Sheridan is here this weekend, why make this a perfect panel while she's here this
The
weekend?
only thing that would make it even better if she somehow walked through that door.
She showed up at Everfree Northwest a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
did.
She's at
that
the
was
autograph.
last year. That was last year. I was there.
Yeah, I have witnesses.
I was there.
The
sighting.
I was promised free food. That's why I'm here.
Oh God, I know what's coming.
Oh, it's time.
Well,
For the national anthem.
I'm not requiring you all to stand and rise. I just want you all to.
Bask in its
Sing along?
glory.
We just have to listen to our national anthem.
Hey, sir.
I want everybody else to rise and stand for our national anthem, though.
Wait, how come we have to stand? You don't.
Together now, everyone.
Hand over your heart.
No pony left behind. Life is so grand in our town. We're always filled with cheer. We never have to look around to know that we're all here.
In our
We don't have to wait to find a better destiny. It's just to emulate. Let's see those very happy smiles. It's a smile in our town. Our cues
These smiles scare me.
because we do not separate ourselves by more than name. In our town, we dare not compete. We mingle, we breathe the worst ego-filled conceit. You see, now everybody wins. Life is a joy in our town. We're all equal here.
What are we doing?
And no one shakes in fear. In our town, we work as a team. You can't have a nightmare.
If you never dream.
Big move.
Other ponies are you. Do you ever wonder why? You think your talent's special. Don't speak eye to eye. There's just so many differences that lead to disarray. But when you learn to act as one, it's like a holiday. In our town, we don't complicate. When you learn to simplify,
Our utopia, come out of the dark.
Blended by equality, by our huge heart.
Play ball!
I'm more convinced now this is a cult.
That was a weird YouTube ad you got there.
Just that ad block.
Alright, so the reason you're all here is because we're here to talk about Starlight Glimmer, of course. And we all got to like her in so many different ways, and why she resonates as why she's our favorite pony. And that's why my leaders of government are also here in attendance to also share their views on this particular character. So, let's begin with the gentleman all the way down here on my left here.
Gentlemen.
Let's flash back to HarmonyCon of 2020.
Oh no.
That's the way we were founded.
That's the way we started.
Oh God, I didn't know that was like a flashpoint moment. If we go back, could someone actually on staff tackle me and it would change the timeline of the Brony fan?
No, it's a canon event.
Oh, it's a canon event. It can't be changed. All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's okay. That's what we really want to do is pretend it's February of 2020.
Oh, yes. I want to go.
Oh.
Wait, if I had gotten tackled on that stage, would that have stopped COVID? Would that have changed it forever.
I mean, we have Glimmer Gang, so like
200
it started a different virus.
It would have stopped you from going out on stage and eating that bat.
What? Wait, what?
No, please don't.
No comment. That was another con. No. So what Taylor is referring to is, if you are not new to this fandom, if you've been along a while, number one, you're old. Hi. Number two, so at HarmonyCon 2020, I didn't tell anyone this. I got the lovely spandex with glimmer all over them that some people at this table, my esteemed colleagues, are wearing. I put it on, right, proudly, of course. I put them on under a pair of jeans. The problem was that I didn't take into account for the fact that to take off a pair of jeans and reveal pants under it, it's not one quick motion like tearaway pants. You have to go through undoing it, 1, 2, 3, and I didn't account for how much of anxiety that would cause. So I had probably a lot of people in that room, and a lot of people on staff especially, convinced that I was about to take my pants off at main stage, at main events, opening ceremonies. I was later told that everyone thought it was pretty funny, but I was about 3 seconds away, approximately, from being full body tackled off the stage by security.
Or the concert themselves.
Well, I was gonna say, and then 3 years later, I became the PR head for that convention. Good deal, you know?
Well, you do know about PR.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, HarmonyCon. But yeah, I guess that was an inciting incident where now everybody thinks it's fashionable to wear glimmer all over their bodies. Which, hey, I won't question it. I mean, I'll question the fashion statement, but I will wear it anyway. So, yeah, apparently that started something, and now here we are today. I don't know what could have been prevented if I was full body tackled. We'll never know. Maybe it was a nicer timeline, but this is still pretty cool too. We get to dress in glimmer and talk about glimmer for an hour. So, I'll take it.
Yeah, so how long would you guys say you've been fans of Glimmer up to this point? And I'll start actually with Maynard down here.
Ooh, okay. So I have kind of a complicated answer to this one.
Oh,
wow.
There's nothing complicated in the Glimmer panel.
This is already complicated.
I wasn't like, I didn't dislike Starlight at first, but she definitely wasn't my favorite character right off the bat. She was my favorite villain immediately though. But when she reformed, season 6 was a little bit rocky for me because they didn't do an incredible job like introducing her character, like who she was. Later on, as the series went on and we got more of an insight into how her brain works and the way that she handles like stress or big situations, she's very like reactionary, very anxious, very worried all the time. Not all the time, but you know, she acts kind of on a whim. And that kind of retroactively explained a lot of stuff, and as kind of the show went on, after it ended actually, I want to say genuinely like Glimmer Gang 2022 at HarmonyCon was when I was like, this is my favorite character.
Yeah!
Starlight Glimmer.
We did it!
Cool. So, yeah, that's my story.
See?
And he's sticking to it.
So we're actually a cult and recruiting members.
Exactly.
We successfully recruited members. Oh, never mind.
Don't tell anyone.
You can't say that.
Don't tell anyone.
It's fun and you're welcome, except you're not allowed to.
I've tried.
Am I answering the question now?
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I got double my.
No way.
Paul needs to because he's that cool.
You're
It's
right,
true.
and I'm that quiet. No. So the question was, how long have you been a Starlight Glimmer fan?
Yes.
So when the episode Heartswarming Tale came out,
Ooh.
that's when it clicked for me that I'm like, there is something about this pony. And I don't know what. And I think by the time like season 7 started airing, I was like, yep, she's the one. And it's kind of crazy because sort of similar to you, like after the show has ended, I feel like my Glimmer obsession has just gotten even more obnoxious. And yeah, I'm the kind of person where it's like, I go into a vendor hall and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get things for other characters. But then I see a Glimmer thing and I'm like, oh, but I need that.
Word.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Glimmer thing, I think. That's why I have no Applejack merchandise.
Kind of sounds like an AA meeting now.
Applejack's Anonymous.
Yeah.
Applejack's Anonymous.
The first step is to subscribe to a higher power, so all hail Starlight. So, out of curiosity, was anyone here actively watching the show during season 6, which would have been like 2016?
Yep.
Do you guys remember how like the big thing at that time was like, oh, she's gonna be the main character now. She's gonna be the next princess.
Yeah, Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Mary Sue.
She was just
Let us
great
down.
character.
She's a
I know,
Mary
right?
Sue. Now I'm gonna explain all of her character flaws.
On my analysis channel.
That really was what it was, though, Cole, is that people genuinely accused it of that and then couldn't. That's the thing, the internet in general, is people will say Mary Sue about a character they don't like, and then they can't define what a Mary Sue is.
Yeah.
Walter White is such a Mary Sue.
All it does is actually help cement her in everyone's minds, and everyone keeps figuring out, and well, there she is now.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to not like her, but also you're not allowed in this room if you don't like her.
Yeah.
But also, it's fair to not like her and not. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, right?
Man. But yeah, it's fair to not like her or have issues with her, but it's a different thing from being a Mary Sue, which is to say she has no flaws, everyone likes her. She pretty definitively, everybody in the main cast other than Twilight hate her in some capacity at the end of that episode where she brainwashes everybody.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that, but we talk about it here. She brainwashes everybody, and they're like, no, we don't forgive you. You messed with our brains. We're not forgiving you so easily for that. So by definition, like, there are people who don't like her within the show. So, but then she redeems herself, and it's a really good character arc. That's storytelling, everybody. Anyway, I put my film degree to good use, so I'm going to show it now. I got you right. All that money, all that tuition to tell you about Starlight Glimmer.
Yeah. One more.
It's worth it.
Money well spent.
So for me, which is how this started.
Right.
For me,
Why you looking
Starlight,
at me?
Starlight was like a slow burn for me, because in so we start season 6 and she's like the protege, like, all right, I'm gonna learn to be good now. And season 6 was really like a really nice like arc of just her kind of like relearning how to not brainwash people, just make friends. And season 7 is like where she really started like applying it. And it was like this really slow kind of transformation where we got close to the end of season 7, and I just remember being like, is she the best character now? Has she just kind of slowly become the best? And then the season 7 finale, the shadow play, happened, and I was already like, I'm pretty sure she's just the best now. And there was the moment where she like completely showed that like she had learned and could apply her friendship skills when Star Swirl is just kind of like abusing Twilight and not listening to her. And she just like drops the mic on the, well, I guess I'm glad that he wasn't around when you met me, or maybe I'd be in limbo too. And like that completely like changed the course of that episode. And like when she said that, I got chills and I was like, yeah, she's the best.
So what got me into liking Starlight was back in 2016 when I first got into the show. Obviously, you know, I was trying to look for a character that I could resonate with, and Starlight was like right away. Like, you know, it's not like I was trying to get like a cult going in my friend group at the time, but it was more like I know the feeling because she had that relationship with Sunburst when they were little fillies back in the day. And it was like
Foals is
Foals
proper term.
back in the day. And so Sunburst goes off and does his own thing and pretty much leaves Starlight behind. That pretty much resonated with me because I had a friend like that we spent a lot of time together with each other. He moves away and I never hear of him from again. And then, you know, going into this method of, I struggled to make friends when I was in my early days in high school. Because I was always shy and was like, how do I approach, like, how to talk to people and, like, you know, how to approach people to try to make them try to become friends with them. And so, throughout the show and, all the episodes that she went through in her redemption arc, it was like, yeah, I could resonate with how much I have gone through with this character. And the one episode I remember, like, very early on, and I think, again, Blackrock mentioned it was Heart's-Warming Tale. And, like, and because it's like I can't even keep up these days, like, but it's like those certain episodes, and then, the moment that she was talking with Twilight about trying to keep the school of friendship open, and I have that in my arsenal here, but that moment of when she knocks the book out of her hand, out of her hoof, it was like, yeah, she's the boss of, she's like the mic drop on that one in particular. Like, don't tell people, don't listen to other people, just do you. And that's what resonated with me so much, is like, I've always been like someone that's been like a rule follower since like the days he could walk. So, I had to like just try to be yourself, and that's what I've been trying to do in this fandom, is like just try to be yourself, be a better person, and be a supportive friend to others, because we need more of that in this fandom. So this is why I resonate with her a lot more than pretty much any other character in the show. It's not because that she's cool looking, but it's like showing that I could relate to in my previous years.
She is cool looking.
But also she is cool looking.
Yes.
I mean, I was gonna say I relate to her because she kills gods. And I think that's pretty cool.
I think she might as well be a god at this point.
She might as well.
She might as well.
It's true.
What do you think, Ozzy?
What do you think? What do you think,
Minty? Take the mic, Minty.
Take it away.
Take the mic, Minty.
That's as far as it can go.
Yeah.
No, there's too many here. Also Glimmer.
So
Okay.
So it took me a while for me to enjoy Starlight. At first, when I saw the season 5 opener back at when it premiered at BabsCon 2015, 2016.
Yep.
The impression I got from her is we have Sunset Shimmer at home. Because it was right after Rainbow Rocks, and people finally started getting an appreciation for Sunset Shimmer, and I was thinking, like, did they just think of like trying to do that but with another character, because it kind of burned bridges by introducing her to that instead? And it took me a while until actually when they finally started deciding to pair up Starlight and Tracy together. It felt like a really weird formula, like curd cheese and chips together. It just two things that are perfectly fine together, but you combine them, it's just perfect mix. And when we got to Where and Back again, just their interactions together just felt so perfect. And of course the shippers started looking at that and saw dollar signs in their eyes. Just the way that the two worked well together, because a lot of people looked at Starlight and thought, oh, she's a new character, who's going to join the main six just so they can make a new box. So like the exact 6 toys that you already have, plus the one for Starlight, and then you charge $35 at Toys R Us.
I remember those.
And then they wonder why the toys don't sell as much anymore.
And they wonder why Toys R Us went bankrupt.
Went under, yeah.
Not enough Glimmer. That's why
That was the main problem.
Come on, Hasbro.
And it just made sense at that point that Starlight is not part of Main Six, but she has her own deal going on that's a lot more interesting, and I respect it a lot, because in a lot of stories you try to think of a core group of characters, and you always think of that core group, and all the things need to be solved by that core group. Usually it's superhero shows or anything like that, it's always that core group, and just having a different cast that also helps on their own ways is so good. And it really helps too, because you look at yourself, you see some groups of friends that are very close, and you're just the outsider that has nothing to do with it, and you feel like I'll never fit at all. And then you have Starlight, who's an outsider to the group of friends, who still managed to join in her own way, and still have her own group of friends too that she could interact with. And I respect that a lot, especially in a show about friendship, to show that there's more to it than just a core that's always static, that never will be changed, because we all remember back in the days in the fandom where the talks about like would be introduced like their own Poochie of the main six, and we did get our own Poochie of the main six, which I really enjoy.
We got an Charlie the character instead.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, just to add up, I think everyone's basically taking my talking points. But really, one of the things that resonated with me was when I realized Starlight was basically just showing what growing up into an adult feels like. There is always going to be times where you're going to be making mistakes, and I mean, I guess Starlight's case is a little bit extreme of an example, but the way that she has to like manage step by step from the start of season 6 and just move out and have a burden of responsibility really for herself, to prove herself and to renew her stance. And evidently season 6 did such a good job showing that, you know, you will come up and you will stumble bad and fall. You're gonna come back up stronger. You're gonna stumble again, you're gonna come up again. And then as these guys mentioned, the next seasons when she kicked the bookman into the water, or when she was dealing with the shadow gods themselves, and you know, nuking Discord out of the reality they were in that time.
Like in a kid's show is a blessing.
Yeah. Well, he's still around. He's just in a different environment.
No, she killed him.
No, she killed him.
She killed him.
She did kill him.
But now he's dead.
Now he's dead. Yeah, but you can see that progression is not stable, and that really resonates with me. Where as people who are growing up, as I was transitioning from a teenager in high school to a university grad and to work, you are seeing a transformation of someone who has done something different before and has different belief systems before, and that it is possible for you to put your best effort, to push yourself forward, make mistakes and be better, and actually be a better part of the team and be a better friend, really. And that is the kind of what do you call that? That kind of adulthood. What do you call that? Oh my god, my grammar is just not working. that kind of. Well, you're old enough to demonstrate that. The words
Maturity.
There you go. Yeah, that's the kind of maturity that I don't see from the other cast members of MLP from season 6 or season 8. That maturity was introduced by Starlight because she made the most mistakes and she made the most craziest things, and that is something that I really resonate with, and I started calling her Mimi ever since.
What?
Yeah. Next time.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Man, all you had really elaborate reasonings. I think she just looked cool on a pair of pants. I don't know. No, it's to kind of to piggyback off what everyone was saying. It's the fallibility of her character for sure, and it was sort of after we had gone through season 4 and 5. There was definitely, obviously there was weariness of like, oh, it's a new character to the main cast. How are they, like Minty said, like a Poochie syndrome, you know? But going into it and throughout season 6 and 7, you kind of realize that maybe the show needed Starlight Glimmer to add to the character dynamic, because by that point, a lot of the main cast had finished their arcs in a lot of sense. They'd become that character, oh, not fully, but pretty close to it. So you needed a character that could make mistakes and progress and learn. Maybe not a new Twilight, but she kind of fills that role, but still, she's fun to watch, and she's fun in season 6 and 7 and onward, where she will still make mistakes and she'll make rash decisions, but that's how she solves problems in her world and within her friendship dynamics. And like Minty talked about, her friends are not Twilight's friends. Again, you rarely see her like hanging with the main 6. More so you see her hanging with Sunburst or Maud or Trixie. She has her own cast of characters that she's friends with.
Well, you see her hanging out with them on occasion. Not on free will, though.
Yeah, not voluntarily, no.
Voluntarily, yeah.
Again, you can't see if she's in their brains or not at that time, you know? You don't know. But yeah, I love that she's her own character, that she has her own style of bluntness to her. There's that particular episode with Pinky where Pinky asks her a question and she's really even more than like the memes people say about Applejack being the element of honesty, Starlight just says, Starlight says the most candid thing to Pinky of all people. And it's like no other character would respond to Pinky like that. She doesn't sugarcoat it. Starlight is speaking as Starlight would. And she has her own voice and all that. And that's really neat.
How about you just ruined everything?
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Trust me, I don't need a mic. But one of the things, this is actually something that I just realized, is one of the things I actually really appreciate about the character of Starlight and how she's written. She's the friend who's trying to get into a group of friends that's already been established. Mm-hmm. And it's not all that successful all right away. It's not all that successful. Yep. Even getting into season 7, there are still some hiccups in getting into season 8. So she's not, but she's the person who's trying to get into a friend group that's already been established, that's already been through a lot, including with her.
Right.
And so now she's trying to get into that friend group. And if you've ever been in a situation like that, which I have,
right?
Some of it even within this fandom, whenever you trying to get into your friend group, it's not the easiest thing. There's going to be bumps and everything like that. Like you said, she was allowed to regress, and that was originally going to be my point. But now I looked at it, then I took a step back and looked at it. She's the friend who's trying to get into a friend group that's already established, and that's not easy.
No.
And some of her stumbles are just based upon the fact that, hey, she's just trying to get into this friend group, but she's also trying to do it in the ways that she thought she could do before. So she's realized she can't do that and then keep this friend group. So then she's making the decision, the friend group is more important than who I was.
Right.
So.
And she also goes through her own, and that's really good observation. And the other thing is she deals with her own brands of trauma that she's dealt with in that, and the trials and tribulations there.
Right.
But then by the time you reach the ending of season 9 in the show, she's actively counseling Twilight in her anxieties about leading. When season 6 Starlight, season 7 Starlight, that would not be what she'd say.
She went through it.
Right, exactly. So like you see that progression through the end of the show, and that's why she's such a fun character to watch. And that's why, like, through the end of the show, she became my favorite character, because it's like, yeah, you're watching someone grow up and learn and become an even better person. And that's really neat. You see all the characters do that, but Starlight specifically is fun, the most fun to watch progress in that way.
And just to mention, this isn't even a shallow thing. Kelly Sheridan's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's that too. What was the other point that I was going to? Okay, I lost my other point. I just want to say Kelly Sheridan is an amazing person.
It's a valid point.
Valid concern.
Concern.
Yes.
So I actually wanted to make a funny story about when I first met Kelly at BatsCon it was at HarmonyCon in 2020 that she and I kind of knew each other very well a few years ago. And the way it goes is like she was at the convention and she knew I was in attendance that year, and so usually my thing was like I always went to see the GOHs on Sunday of the convention, because usually that's when things have died down pretty much at that point. And Kelly's line, nope, that line was really long. And I'm like, you know what, I'll just stick this out because I know she's going to be seeing me here pretty soon. And so she's like talking to a bunch of other attendees, and then one of them wants a hug from her, and she's like, is it okay if I give you an air hug instead? And he was like, all right, that's totally fine. They do that, and then when it was my turn to go up to go talk to her, she was just about to sit down. She looks over at me, she's like, oh my God, it's you! And she comes running over to me, and she just literally hugs me.
Bear hug.
Bear hugging me the entire time. I was like, Kelly, I thought you were only gonna hug certain people you know. And she said, I only hug friends I know.
Aww.
So that's when I knew, yeah, the character that I have all over my body, the voice actor that plays her appreciates the armor that I put on here. I'm shocked by that.
Whenever you tell that story, I can only think about how that was the same con where I first wore the all glimmer. You talk about how at that point you're friends with her. I can only imagine that I had to have looked like a serial killer. Had to have.
I mean, to add to that experience, I mean, I've only really gotten to the U.S. cons again back in 22. So that year, I don't know, how many of you were in Everfree Northwest 2022? Okay, so yeah, yeah. So I recognized these guys, and it was really crazy how somehow this guy managed to convince Kelly and her VIPR to come up to the...
I had nothing to do with it.
Come on!
I had nothing to do
Come on!
Likely story.
No, but
likely.
But whatever it was, that really made that moment incredibly special for me. That was my first con in like a billion years because COVID basically turned the world and ended the world, and that was just crazy.
Because I took my pants off.
Well, because he took his pants off.
Exactly.
So. Let me tell you all, before we get into some of my favorite moments that Starlight did in the show. So the day I found out that she was interested about being on that panel was like Everfree invited her last year to the con, and then I'm talking with Scott or Thornwing, who was in charge of the hotel for the con, and I was talking to him and I said, he said to me, "Are you excited to be running the Glimmer Gang panel?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I'm pretty set and prepped for it." And he said, "Okay, cool. But oh, by the way, Kelly Sheridan's going to be on your panel." And I'm like, "What? What?
No pressure.
What?
No pressure.
What? Scott, what do you mean she's going to be at my panel?" And he said, "She wants to be on your panel." And I'm like,
"We've already planned it out. We don't have time for her. Everyone already knows what they're saying."
Okay, so the director himself is saying it, done.
So tell her maybe next time.
So then we're doing the panel at Everfree, and her handler comes walking in, and I'm like, "Oh boy, this is actually happening." So I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if Kelly Sheridan actually walked in on this panel and that we were talking about her character, and she happened to have been walking in at that very moment, and I'm like, oh my God, this is she heard me, finally. And so she was there for like a few, maybe 5-6 minutes and just wanted to say hi to everybody. And then she presents me with a little gift.
Oh no.
And only these two knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And so she presents me with a toilet paper cover of Starlight with the icy look on it.
Sky Railroad, check them out.
Yeah, and
I see that going on.
so, and then I'm, at the entire time I'm like, listen, this toilet paper is a conversation piece.
Indeed.
You put that's like a coffee table book. That's a coffee table piece of toilet paper.
That says something about your coffee.
Yeah, right.
A coffee table book about coffee tables.
We're talking about coffee here. So, in this panel, I've neglected to show this one favorite moment I had with her in the show, and that's when she's talking to Cozy Glow. And my members know what happens in this one.
Oh no.
Hey, now I'll alphabetize them in reverse order.
Good job.
Much need for a guidance counselor at a school of friendship.
You say that now.
How much of that did you hear? Never mind. Welcome. Empathy, Coco. I just need some advice. Oh, well, I have plenty of that. Anecdotes, insight, midnight confessions, and that later. I'm listening.
I want to know what
I think I got my friends in trouble. They helped me study for my friendship test, and I failed it. On purpose.
Why would you do that? Sorry.
Well, the Cutie Mark Crusaders wanted to go to this school more than anything. So I thought, if I showed Headmere Twilight they're bad at friendship, she'd let them come here with me.
That's devious.
I mean, I see.
A lot to learn about friendship.
Actually, I think you're doing all right. Sure, that was a really, really bad way to try to help your friends. But what matters is you wanted to. The reason the Cutie Mark Crusaders don't go to this school is that they make better teachers than students.
So you do have a place for them here?
And
What a cool horse. Huh?
What a pretty horse!
Pretty cool horse.
Thank you so much.
I hope things work out for that little one.
Yeah.
I am like.
He was trying as an adult.
It was very fair.
But it's interesting in that moment that the way Starlight is talking is now the counselor. Is like,
Right.
she's now trying to be the, listen, I screwed up, so you don't screw up.
Right, and she's not perfect at it, for sure, and she learns how to improve on that still, even in the last season. So, it's great to see her learn that herself as well. So, I'm gonna add in here, I have to depart, I have to go prep Riff Ponies in a few minutes. So, right, so I didn't want to interrupt. Thank you so much for inviting me, Taylor.
You're welcome.
Thank you all.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad me taking my pants off on main stage.
I got to pound you, that's good.
Right, exactly. Come to Riff Ponies panels, come to Taylor's panels, come to all these people's content, and I'll see you guys around the con. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
These guys are like 18 pounders or something, I don't know. I got everything?
Yeah.
Only 13.
Yeah, don't forget the Indonesian merchandise.
In this thing.
Who? A real seat for now.
You did.
Yeah!
So wait, I actually have a story about that from something recently.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just working on my PMV that you should come and watch. It's at 7:30 tonight.
Come watch.
But,
Yeah.
It is an actual story, I promise.
It's an order.
Yeah. So I was just putting that clip into an episode. That episode into the... Putting a
Words.
clip of that episode into the PMV. There we go. And I just got like distracted just watching that clip because I'm like, this is a really well-written clip, and I'm trying to flake. And I realized that both it's Starlight trying to do her best, but it's also Kozuko trying to get the CMC out of the way. And you're like, wow, this is really fascinating. And then you think of when she's in the orb in the season 8 finale, probably like, did I do this? Oh no. So, I don't know, I just think it's really interesting, like, when you have that with Starlight's character, where I feel like you wouldn't have something like that with the other characters, where it's so complex, where she's talking to someone you don't know is a villain yet, and then now she has to look at her like, oh no, I gave you advice. I don't know, I think it's interesting. That's all I have to say. Thanks, gamers.
Taylor, I have a present for you.
Oh!
I was going through a lot of my stuff, cleaning out stuff this past week and trying to find stuff I could donate to the charity auction. And there's one thing I came across that I was like, I don't need it, but I'm pretty sure I know someone who could use it. And so I have this little puzzle.
Oh, that's cool.
It says it's Glimmer time. Some of you might have noticed it fell apart while I was trying to grab him, so I was like frantically like trying to do the puzzle while he was distracted, but there you go.
Oh, that's really nice of you. Now you know that this is going to be now the trademark for this panel now. It's Glimmer time all the time.
It can be solved because I figured it out. Nicole watched me.
Cool.
I'm the witness.
So, you know, in this panel, another thing that we've never really got to talking about is like her dynamic relationship with Trixie. And
Girlfriends.
Yeah. We'll
Best
go with,
friends.
We'll go with
We'll
that.
go with it for now.
Roommates.
Friends.
So, you know, it was in the Road to Friendship episode, which was a bomber episode, by the way, where she and Trixie are now just like going off and like going to Saddle Arabia and like trying to do the stage show and like trying to figure out where their friendship is going to go. So.
Place is perfect. I've learned the hard way that life on the road requires very specific supplies, and we only have so many bits, so we'll have to spend them wisely. Sorry about wasting bits on street food. Oh, it's fine. Falafel bonding, right? Besides, we still have enough for hay cakes and juice. Why don't we go there? Oh, no. I always buy my hay cakes here. So we're just going to wait in line for hours and which is totally cool. We combine bonding, right? After our falafel purchase, we weren't able to get everything on my list, but we are definitely set for breakfast.
Breakfast.
We'll find out that waiting in that super long line was worth it. A few hiccups always happen. We'll be back on the road to friendship after a good night's sleep.
Yeah,
Roll
right.
full.
Dang.
I'm sure we'll find something.
No! Sorry!
Oh, full!
Dang.
The Globe Pass Festival. Some nebulas near us beautiful. Luckily, travelers such as ourselves have our caravans.
You said there'd be plenty of places to stay. Don't even worry about it, you said. You might have thought to make a reservation. I've been with you
Bob
sitting
watched when
and
they
standing in
opened up.
line.
Accurate.
I don't know, but I'm starting to think you aren't as great and powerful an assistant as I thought. So
Dang.
you just brought me along to do your legwork? No, of course not. I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated. I was really looking forward to a relaxing night in a nice room. Me too. But since there's literally no room at the inns, I guess it's lucky we've got the wagon. Sleeping in tight quarters.
You were
is one
saying?
thing. Yay!
POV your hotel rooms.
Wait, what?
POV your hotel rooms.
Something I can do to make things more fun. You could get rid of this junk. Yes. Well, before we throw away the magical items it's taken me years to collect, we could try switching hammocks. Fine.
Oh, God.
POV your room.
Oh, my God.
Starlight! I think there's a wild animal outside!
Wow.
Starlight! What? I'm sorry. Your snoring is a bit, loud? Yeah, I do that. I had my college students. We were being attacked by bears every night.
The bears.
Probably
Bears.
Bears.
Ah, she's wearing a mask!
Coronavirus.
Oh.
It's like they were trying to tell you all something back then.
Oh, goodness.
Breakfast. Look at these bags under my eyes. Even my bags have bags.
Is that the last of the hickeys? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. It's fine. I don't suppose there's more juice. I guess we'll have to resupply.
What a glorious morning!
Oh no!
Oh, he's hot!
Is he gonna be following us for the whole time?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Been
no.
there a long time. Do you suppose the terrifying trunk escape is too much for a pony who drinks all the juice and talks nonstop in her sleep?
This is why they say to get 6 hours every night.
6 to 1.
Obey the 6 to 1.
They share the same brain cells.
Like an nature?
But
if you're there, who's in here?
Oh, they're clapping.
Wow.
He's found someone.
You have to sleep in it with another pony!
Wow.
This shoe is much better.
no, you got.
And then that guy just stays in that trunk till the end of the episode.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do the golf back.
So, just her dynamic with Trixie is very interesting, to say the least. Like, I didn't have that clip prepped up. I feel bad now, but it's interesting that when Twilight found out that she and Trixie were becoming friends, and that she was all paranoid and freaked out, like, you shouldn't be friends with this person. And Starlight's in that moment of, listen, I can be friends with whoever I want to. And that's kind of those moments that say, like, you know, remember, I have no idea where I'm going with this. But it's
make your own judgments.
Make your own
choices.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Make your own judgments on people. If they're good, fantastic. If they looked a little bit sus or anything,
Sus.
or
Point it out.
just
Even if it's your close friends, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what she did too. Yeah.
That clip was, to me, just what it's like sharing a room at a con with people.
I know, right?
Deja vu.
There's definitely one moment in the show where she's not only a badass, but it was like the pinnacle moment for her.
Oh, yeah.
And it was this one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Just call Counselor Trixie. Starlight, Starbright. Where's the pony I want to fight? I have to go. You got this? No pony does a great
I've got this.
escape like Trixie.
They're friends.
Yeah. I ship it.
Just the head there I want to see. You didn't make an appointment. What is this place? Somewhere you can't hurt any pony. Wrong. I can hurt you.
No.
It's like she was ready for this.
Stay still so I can blast you.
So anyway.
This is dancing.
Now I'm going to take my revenge on you.
I just want to say, like, the fact that Starlight's best friend and Nemesis are the same VA is like amazing poetry. I love that a lot. Intentional or not, it's brilliant.
I just want to say we all know that she would have won if not for like the plot
convenience,
components, right? Like she had chrysalis.
As soon as it started, I was like, oh, she's gonna lose this.
Yeah,
And I'm
like,
already upset.
We're like 5 minutes into the episode.
It's also. And I might as well not watch now, right?
But
Don't let that picture. When's when watching?
it's in these moments that Starlight's like, I don't give a darn about you anymore. Watch the. You don't think I was that powerful? Watch this. And that's how she ended up murdering Discord in basically
Almost murdering.
almost. Well, he turned into a ghost.
If she had, we wouldn't have a season 9.
Well, that's fair.
Should she have murdered him? Maybe.
Yes.
So we have a few minutes left here in this panel. Maynard,
Yeah.
is there something in that box we should know about?
What's in the box?
I'm glad you asked. So there's an interesting story behind the box. So
It's a box.
HarmonyCon this year, something was about to be thrown into the trash.
Oh.
And my roommate decided that he would take it himself. And so a couple months ago, he walked into my room. I'm just sitting at my computer. I might have been like on a Discord call with some friends or something. And he's like, hey Maynard, I think you'll enjoy this. And he handed me this box. And as I skeptically looked at him, I looked inside. And there were many papers. I pulled one out.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And I pulled another one out. And another one. And another one. So I have an entire box here full of unsigned, unfortunately, Kelly Sheridan autograph papers. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. There's a video a friend is making about Starlight Glimmer. and I decided to get some blue tack for a bit for the video, and I tacked these onto my wall, and I now have an entire wall that is of Kelly Sheridan autograph pictures. So I wanted to hand them out to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Since there were gifts going around. I wish they were autographed, but they're not. Hey, maybe. And if any of you guys are interested,
Are these Pixel Kitties designed?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So
Oh, you know what's crazy is they could go get them autographed by Cal.
you could.
Yeah.
Kelly's here at this convention. So if you guys are interested, come up and I'll give you one, just one per person. But yeah.
Just want to put a stack down.
Oh yeah.
Just want to put a stack down. So they can
Let's do this.
Put a
Let's
stack.
make things easy.
One at a time, guys.
Thank you, Maynard.
Thank you.
You're welcome, everyone. Don't say enough getting nothing. Don't say you didn't get anything out of this.
And if you want to stop by and get some coffee candy, it's also here.
So before we wrap up our Glimmer Gang Unleashed panel here, I'm going to give my panelists an opportunity to talk about some of the cool stuff they're on this weekend, and I potentially might be on this weekend as well with them. Maynard, you want to start?
Yeah, so I found out that looking at my schedule, every single one of the panels I'm also on with Cole.
Hey, that's me.
But so later tonight, me, him, our friend Winber, and Taylor are going to be doing the late night sobriety hour. It's an 18+ panel, but we're all not going to be drinking adult beverages, which is, a little different for 18+ panels. Tomorrow is, what's tomorrow? Actually, I'll let Cole talk about that one.
I have two main there. I mentioned it earlier, but I have the P&B panel tonight, which is a video I'm going to be premiering that I spent a long time on. I can't even mark a day. I'll put it in this context. I remember talking about it with Winber at BronyCon in 2019. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, that's about a billion years ago.
Yeah. And tomorrow, the greatest panel of all time is going to happen. The Great Panel Randomizer. Angel is on that, Winber's on that, Thoth is left, but he's on that. I can't even begin to describe it. You have to be there to witness it. We are going to do our best to condense an entire convention weekend into 1 hour.
Oh.
So you better be there.
You're on the anthology too.
Oh yeah, Anthology's coming out.
Oh, yeah,
Go to Anthology. You were going to do that already.
I should also mention on Sunday we're also both on a YouTuber panel called Small Time Horse YouTubers. So that's going to be at what 12:30? 2:30. 2:30 on Sunday. So yeah.
And the charity auction.
And the
Okay, so I play in the first set of the concert tonight with Kanto and Thrak. Woo! So, get in there, it's gonna be great. Tomorrow I'm on writing horse music in Fizzy with Do the Daring Do. And then on Sunday I'm helping out with Hurdle with Evershade, which is like the internet hurdle, but with pony songs. Huzzah.
Yeah.
I remember.
I'm on that one. This one.
So while this may be my last hosted panel of the weekend, that doesn't stop me from being on other people's panels this weekend, and I got a bunch.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to be a part of actually at 9 o'clock in the Barley Room, and we're going to be doing trivia and me floundering like a fish during this. And then I'm also again going to be on the late night sobriety hour with Cole and his group. And then tomorrow, I am the host of Whose Line Is It Anyway in the main hall at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah, so I got.
You're going to make one now.
Yeah, apparently. And then, I'm also going to be with this guy over here tomorrow morning in the Busy Room, Red Card, at 11 a.m. for Saturday morning cartoons. So he and I are going to be riffing on a few things here and there, and y'all should come. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I'm on a few other people's panels, but I don't want to take up more time here. But nighty.
I only have one more panel left, but I'm actually paneling on Sunday morning. It's kind of stuck between the Brody Church and the final round of whatever it was. I think it was the guest of honor something. But I'm actually running this new panel I'm thinking about. It's the International Travel Stories, where all of my friends that I know are flying from outside of the United States and to Canada will come around and talk about their stories of flying into conventions here in the US, and especially me, who came all the way out from a country that doesn't even get an ESTA clearance. So I have to go through so much stuff just to get here. And main deal.
Yeah, so I got fan animation tomorrow. There's gonna be me, ACLP, Argo, Brony Dance Party, and it's gonna be hosted by Silver Quill. It's gonna be very fun. There's Pony's the Anthology. Today there's actually them also with Taylor, and there's a couple of other stuff. So look at the schedules, or the post I made on Twitter with the whole list. So I really look forward to them. So.
And with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for coming out to Unleash. Special thank you to Buck, who's invisible right now.
Both is doing Rift Ponies in Main Hall right now, actually, if you want to go see him.
Go see him.
Luck Rock, Cole, and Maynard. Thank you all so much for coming out to Glimmer Gang Unleashed. Keep being Glimmer fans and keep being amazing. And enjoy the rest of your convention. Thank you all so much for coming out.